At least 2 people were killed during what police in Wildwood describe as an unsanctioned event which drew in large crowds to watch drivers speeding recklessly.
I want to talk about this car meet in New Jersey, H2Oi. I think it was in Wildwood, New Jersey. 2 people were killed. And this needs to stop. This absolutely needs to stop.
Prosecutors say 37-year-old Gerald White drove into a Honda Civic, killing 34-year-old Timothy Ogden of Clayton, New Jersey.
So this guy was racing through a very small road. I'm not sure if it was residential. It looked like it was probably a small residential road.
This event brought hundreds of high-performance vehicles to Wildwood over the weekend and involves drag racing and doing donuts in the middle of the street.
Going 80 to 90 miles per hour, struck a Honda Civic, killing the passenger, I believe.
Police say White was behind the wheel of an Infiniti when he struck a Honda Civic and then 2 pedestrians at an intersection.
Struck a pedestrian, killing this person as well. So he managed to kill 2 people with his vehicle. I just don't want this to be what car culture is about. The moment that car culture becomes streetcar takeovers and drag racing on neighborhood back roads is the moment that car culture is dead.
One of the pedestrians, 18-year-old Lindsay Weekland of Carlisle, PA, was pronounced dead at the scene. A passenger in the Honda Civic, 34-year-old Timothy Ogden of Clayton, New Jersey, was rushed to the hospital where he later died as a result of his injuries.
I know it's interesting to watch it in movies, and it's cool to watch when some people make YouTube videos about street racing on little back roads where houses are at and where people are walking across the street. But busy intersections, little neighborhood stuff like that, don't do that. You could get killed. You'll probably get someone else killed, and it makes every one of us look bad. So I might be on the interstate with like no one around me doing a little pull, and then, you know, because of people like this guy, White.
Driving a motor vehicle at a high rate of speed is the same as discharging a firearm. The results are the same: death and injury.
Out there killing people with his car, I might be doing something minute, like just doing a little pull in the interstate, and I'm going to get pulled, get my car impounded, get my license taken away because, you know, the police are now trying to really crack down on this in a big way. So that means coming after anyone and everyone that's doing something just as little as maybe a first, second, third gear pull onto the interstate, you know, even if it's just up to the speed limit on the interstate. Maybe the speed limit on the interstate is 70, and you go through first, second gear, you go into third gear a little bit, and you let off, which is what I typically do. Because there are these street takeovers where people are doing donuts in the middle of the street and hitting people, hitting each other's cars, and just literally shutting down entire city blocks or entire city streets and drag racing and doing donuts and hitting people. And at the same time, firing off guns and shooting each other. Like, that's not good for car culture. I don't even believe that is car culture. I don't think these people are car enthusiasts. I honestly think that they're just thugs that happen to have cars that are fast, and they're mixing the two worlds together. The reason that I preach car culture and that I try to inspire people to get into cars is to get them away from drugs, to get them away from doing dumb stuff, to get them away from being young, dumb, and stupid. In my area, Gaston County, North Carolina, most of my shootings are 16 to 20-year-old males. And something that's really important to me is influencing young people to get into something, like to get into cars. So if you're inspired by cars and saving your money to put into a car, then you're going to actually have something to build towards. Whereas if you have nothing and you're just into drugs and you get into gangs, then you have almost nothing to live for. And then you're going to get into some gang and they're going to have some sort of initiation to go and shoot some people so that you can get into the gang, and they'll be your family because you don't have a family. All those kids that are young and don't have a great family, the car scene and car culture can be that family. But if car culture becomes people shutting down city streets, running people over, doing donuts into each other in other cars, and street racing at 90 miles per hour on little back roads where people are trying to cross the street in neighborhoods, then car culture is dead. It's not going to be the positive light that it's supposed to be to just make people's lives better. It's going to be just another drug, just another thing that's out, you know, just another thing that's killing young people, or, you know, helping young people to kill other people in their path. So my message to those of you that want to get into the car scene is this: it's not about how fast your car is. It's not about being able to beat somebody on a back road in a neighborhood. It's not about how cool of a burnout you can do in the middle of a city street with all of your friends videoing and stuff like that. Cool. If you think you're cool, I never really wanted to do any of those things. I don't even like doing little street races. I know a lot of people that will just go on the interstate and do little races. Like, obviously when no one's around, like you and someone else on the interstate do a little pull to see whose car is faster. No cars in front of you, no cars beside you. I don't even believe in going on the interstate and doing a little race on the interstate if there are cars around. Because if there are cars around and you're going 150 beside another guy and some other car doesn't have time to react because they don't realize that there are two cars going 150 passing them, easily will get people killed as well. So I don't like to see any of that. I don't like to see people drag racing on a busy interstate, on a busy city street, in a neighborhood. I don't like seeing donuts in the middle of an intersection, shutting down an intersection, shutting down roads. All that stuff is really, really, really bad for car culture. Car culture is about the smiles per gallon. It's about taking people for rides that have never been in a car like the one you have. Like taking people for rides in my Terminator Cobra. It just brings so many smiles. You guys like watching it. The people that take for rides love it. It inspires. It's, to me, what car culture is about. It's about sharing the love. It's about sharing your build, inspiring others to do the same thing. What's the point in inspiring people to get into cars if the only thing that they can do by getting into cars is going and doing extremely illegal things and getting others killed? If that's the case, then none of us are going to really enjoy being part of this, and the government's just going to shut everything down. We've already got electric cars taking away everything from us. They're slowly doing this. The last thing that we need is for every normal person that's not into cars to think that we're all literally murderers.
That's just not right. And she didn't deserve to die because somebody was careless. She was just walking and just gets killed.
A car was just racing down the road 90 miles an hour. It was a clear street. A car went to cross over and they collided and everything went up in the air.
This may not be a popular video. I know some of you guys probably are into these sort of things, the street takeovers, but it's really important. If you care about your neighbor, if you care about your friends, if you just care about people in general, if you care about human life, then don't do this type of stuff. Don't promote this type of stuff. Street racing through a busy intersection, doing donuts in a busy intersection, shutting down a busy intersection, doing donuts and firing off pistols. It's just not a good look for the car scene, and you're getting people killed. The loss of human life and just destroying the culture that we have, I'm not about it. And I don't think that these people are car enthusiasts, and I don't think that we should be holding them up. I don't think that we should be like spreading this content out and showing how cool it is. I don't think you should be even be going to these street takeovers and filming and posting it to your Instagram and be like, yeah, we're doing the streetcar takeover, shutting everything down, because normal people are going to watch this and think that every single car enthusiast is an absolutely terrible person that doesn't care about anyone around them. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. I love people. I love making people smile. I love making people's days. I try to always be respectful of my car. I try not to start my car even in my neighborhood at like early mornings and late nights. I just want to make people smile. I want to inspire people. I think cars and the car scene and car culture can be an influence of inspiration for young people to get away from drugs, to get away from gang violence, to get away from having bad families, to get away from fatherlessness, to have people that actually care about them, a community that wants to see you grow, a community that you can invest into, a reason to do better, a reason to go to school, a reason to start a business, a reason to just pursue the best out of yourself, to build something that you care about, not to go and potentially get people killed. So with that, if you guys like the video, please leave me a like. This is a message that is really important to me. It's probably not going to be super popular, but if you do agree, please share the video. Comment if you have anything to say yourself or have any stories, or just let me know your opinion. Some of you guys might be going to these takeovers and think that I'm wrong for saying this and think that stuff's perfectly cool. If that's your opinion, have your opinion. Let me know down in the comment box below. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel for more Mustang and car culture content. And I'll see you guys next video. Much love.